Good afternoon, everyone. I am Chaitali Mehta here. Thank you for joining us on our last part of the emotional intelligence series. We are just waiting for a few more people to join and then we shall roll off the program. Thank you. We will just wait for 2 more minutes and then we will
Yeah,
start.
yeah, yeah. I think
Thank you.
from CCBA, nobody has joined.
Yeah,
The
maybe
reminder, I think it wasn't sent.
yesterday I had sent it. I'll resend it again.
Hmm. I'm just checking. The link, yeah, it is there.
I think we can start, Dushan bhai, with your permission.
Wait for 2 minutes. Lot of
Okay.
people are joining. We'll wait
Okay.
exactly 2 minutes and we start. Exactly.
ठीक है. Okay. All right. No worries.
Yeah, let's start. Let's start.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the final episode or the final session on our program that is called Emotional Intelligence. When we started off this program 3 months ago, or rather 4 months ago, because we had a little bit of a break, we were a little apprehensive as to how the response would have been because it was a topic that has not been dealt before, and that is emotional intelligence. And a lot of us may not be aware of what the term means. But I'm extremely happy on behalf of Triple FAI that the response has been excellent and people have been appreciating these series. Our first episode was on understanding and managing emotions. Our second episode was influence in teamwork and collaboration, which I think was one of the finest that we've had. So thank you, Rama, for that. And today, our third one is influence in stress management. This one hits a little personal because all of us have stress in our lives, work, personal, friends, all of that. We all have different ways of dealing with it. Sometimes our work stress gets carried home, rarely the personal part into our work. And it is very, very important. I am very often told I don't know how to deal with my stress. So I do look forward to this. A warm welcome to all the participants who have joined us. A warm welcome to our office bearers as well as managing committee members. Shri Dushyant Mulani ji, our chairman for Triple FAI, Sudhir Agarwal ji, our honorary treasurer for Triple FAI. We have Rama sir, our board of advisor, our main backbone for Triple FAI. Rama sir, welcome to Bombay. We have Paresh Bhai with him. Warm welcome to Paresh Bhai from BCBA. We have Tej contractor with us. Good afternoon, Tej. He's our director for IIFF and again, a very strong board. And Dr. Sant, who is our director general for Triple FAI, and the woman who needs absolutely no introduction by now, Mrs. Rama Ravititi. A warm welcome to all of you. May I please request Dushan Bhai to say a few words so that we can kick off.
Thank you, Chaitali. Thank you so much. Friends, we are today fortunate to have amongst us Miss Rama Ravi Titti Madam. She is the legend as far as she's a life coach to our industry. Thank you, ma'am, for being here with us today. And We've undertaken the entire series of lectures with you, and we would be having these in future also. I thank our team out here. Thank you, Chaitali. Thank you, Dr. Sant. Thank you, Tej. My office bearer, Mr. Sudhir Agarwal ji, Sudeep De, Honorary Secretary, and the entire the Secretariat team. Friends, handling stress is a very peculiar situation all over the globe. We do not know what, when, how few issues touch our subconscious mind. What makes a person successful or not is the seniority of a person, his or her seniority is determined by capacity to handle stress, the amount of stress one can handle and yet come out with flying colors. That is the game which all of us, the game in which we all are in. And there can be no better person than Rama ma'am to have to train us on this. Small stress, whether it's financial, the relationships, the overcoming few bottlenecks, delays, and whatnot, dealing with uncomfortable clients, colleagues, the family members. Sometimes these things can get to the top. But as FFA, we are endeavoring that how we handle things and how we overcome this. Friends, essence of Bhagavad Gita is this. And as Lord Krishna has always told us that be sthit pragya, the term which he uses, very crucial. And it is going to help us to deal very, very intricately. Not taking much of your time. Over to you, Dr. Sant, Chaitali, and Sudhir Bhai, and of course, Tej to take this forward. We all are waiting to hear Rama ma'am deliver her power packed session today. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Dushyant Bhai,
sir.
for the kind words and encouraging words. May I please request Sudhir Bhai to say a few words before we hand over the mic to Rama?
Yeah, thank you, Chetali, and one more time, welcome to Ramaji for this particular session. As Chairman Dushyant Bhai has already told, in this competitive world, stress is something which comes uninvited and free. Whether you accept it or not, it is there, it is part of you. And somebody, a person like me who's now 55 plus, can understand what is the importance of stress in your life. Because stress affects you uh, uh, in one way physically, other way it also affects your mental health, because I have seen in our work there are so many challenges and all the time we are thinking about it. Long time back, a friend of mine whose father was a Vipassana teacher, he always used to tell me, like, he used to go for Vipassana courses, sometime to Igatpuri, to Bombay, and in his daily practice also he used to do Vipassana for 1 hour. And that guy always used to remain very calm and cool, whenever there was something wrong going in his life. I never seen him shouting, and the kind of stress management, though he always used to stress on me, but I never realized the importance of it, because I was young. I was thinking, what is this stress? I am having a healthy life. I can manage everything. But now I've realized the importance of it. So stress management is very, very important, and in the present time it do play a very important role in our life. If we can manage our stress well, we can do our business well, we can have a good life also. So There is nothing much I want to add on to it. I think this session will evolve by itself and will convey what is the importance of it. Thank you, Chaitali, for giving me this time, and welcome, Ramaji.
Thank you, Sudhir bhai. Very well said. Nowadays, stress is something that we all talk about. Many of us take it lightly, some of us take it personally, but it is there and we need to deal with it. There is different methods available. Rama, over to you. We look forward to learning from you as to how do we deal with the stress in our lives and how do we manage it effectively. Thank you. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Chaitali, and thank you, Chairman, and all the panel members for such a great opportunity. And I will just get into the topic straight away, and later on, probably we can have more discussion on this. I'll just do the screen share. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, Rama, very clearly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Good evening, everybody. A very, very warm welcome to all of you. A warm welcome by way of nature also, because in Chennai it is pretty warm now. Today's topic is the importance of stress management in the workplace. Before I jump into stress management directly, let us have a small recap about the part 1 and part 2, what we have learned. In part 1, we were talking about the key components like self-awareness, self-regulation, social skills, empathy, and motivation. These components of emotional intelligence are not just, nice to have for freight forwarders and custom brokers. They are fundamental skills that directly impact our ability to provide excellent client service and build loyalty. Navigate the complex regulations and interactive sessions, interaction with the client and interacting with your peers. Everything matters a lot. Without these EI components, even the most technically skilled professionals in this field may struggle to build lasting relationships or resolve conflict effectively and thrive in the dynamic and often high pressured environment of global trade. So this is what we just touched upon. Why is it important to be self-aware, know about your strength and weaknesses and how you need to regulate your emotions so that you can handle the situation, and what kind of social skills will help you to build nice team building and then relationship you can maintain. And empathy can help you, especially at the time of problems and conflict. And motivation has to be both intrinsic and extrinsic so that you are always charged up to face any kind of situations. This is what we dealt in part 1. Now, moving on to part 2. Part 2, it is defining about the teamwork and collaboration. Teamwork and collaboration, the moment we see the slide, I'm sure you all must be remembering that we discussed about the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. That is, when individuals or elements work together, they can achieve something much bigger than they could individually perform. The intricate and dynamic nature of our work demands a collaborative approach. Each one of us will be having a lot of skills, but when all the skills join together, we can definitely face any kind of a situation. When we talk about teamwork, what is the difference between, why do we say teamwork and collaboration? Both, in general, if you see, the meaning could be the same. We work together. But the thing is, when you see teamwork, you will have a leader, the project, the team head or something we call the team leader, or some position is given in teamwork. But whereas in collaboration, everybody becomes the leader because everybody shares their skill for the benefit of the organization. So that is why whenever we talk about teamwork, we also say collaboration. So there is no leader, hierarchical way of relationship is not maintained when collaboration is formed. When you collaborate with people with different skills, what happens? Nobody is senior, nobody is junior. What comes first is the skill. So each individual skill plays a major role. So everybody becomes a leader and everybody takes the responsibility. That is why we always align teamwork with collaboration. Now, having said that, let's come to the part 3, that is the stress management. For some people, this is most irritating term. For some people, this is very scary term. And for some people, it is just a term. And many people, they feel it's waste of time to deal with it. Let's take up life as it comes. But it doesn't happen that way. Now, having said that, what is stress? If I had to ask you, if somebody can tell me what is stress, what comes to your mind? How do you know that you're stressed? Can somebody say, is it possible for Chetali to read the comments in case somebody has done,
Yes,
put it on
of
the
course.
chat box? Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Either myself or Dr. Sant can do it. Everybody is
Yes.
requested, please, the participants, to the chat box is open. If you can put in your answers in the chat box, or you could put it in the Q&A also. We would like this to be an interactive or a session.
Yes, otherwise it is really very difficult to have a mono way of dealing.
Yes.
Unless and until I don't want to get stressed because nobody's interacting. So
Yes. Okay, we've
let,
got
yeah.
replies.
Mhm.
Work pressure, high BP, stresses, overload of responsibility when situation becomes difficult to handle, work-family balance.
Mhm.
Do we have
Yes,
more takers? Do we have more explanations? Stress is your mental way to deal with a problem. Again,
yes.
work-family balance,
Hmm.
increase heart rate, a situation where answer is unknown but guessed. Stress is a feeling of being threatened under pressure. That's interesting one. Yes, it is
Yes.
true.
That's wonderful, wonderful. And thank you for all of them who have given your thoughts on the stress. Now, let me make it very simple and make everybody understand what is stress. Imagine your body has an alarm system. Now, when something feels challenging or dangerous, your alarm goes off, right? And that is stress. I repeat again, imagine your body has an alarm system. When something feels challenging or dangerous, your alarm goes off. That's stress. It's your body way of getting ready to deal with the problem. So, actually, the stress prepares you to face the problem. But when you don't understand this, that is where the actual physical and mental problem arises. So, when the alarm goes off, your body releases chemicals that make your heart beat faster, like somebody had told in the chat box. You might sweat and you may feel tense. This helps you to react quickly. Sometimes this alarm is helpful, like when you need to run away from a danger. The stress hormones, when it is released, it quickly helps you to run away from the dangerous spot. But if the alarm keeps going off all the time, even when there is no real danger, then it can start to wear you down. That's when stress becomes a problem. As such, stress is not a problem at all. It is something which is helping you to deal with, makes you get ready, prepares you to face the challenges. Now, why do we need this stress management? See, I would like to come up here with some research that has been done, especially with our related industries, and let us see what it says. See, when clients were asked questions on how they are facing the situation and what kind of stress they face and what kind of a behavior that is observed, that I have put it here. Industry professionals consistently report these type of stress in surveys and interviews. So the observed behavior says increased anxiety during peak shipping seasons, of course, frustration during custom clearance delays, burnout from excessive workload, and most importantly, difficulty balancing work and personal life. The fourth part is very, very important because we work for our family, But at the end of the day, neither the family is happy because of you, nor you're happy with your work and the way the family is treating you. So, work life balance plays a major role in understanding the stress. So, always remember, if the stress is draining you, that means that is not a good sign. You need to work on it immediately. So, it's very, very important to understand your body system, the reactions, the feedback that your body sensations are giving you. That is the reason before dealing with stress management, we spoke about EI part 1 and part 2. Now, let us see the type of stress. So, you have eustress, we call it as positive stress. Then, distress, we call it negative stress. So, eustress, that stress motivates you, challenges you to perform, and helps you to grow. Now, distress gives you a lot of anxiety, breakout, and physical symptoms. There's something called neutral stress, which most of us are unaware. It goes into our routine system. That is a baseline level of stress that has minimal impact on an individual. This is the level we are at when we feel calm and collected. Example, a normal day at work and when you are relaxing at home. Now, let me give you some examples for eustress, because you all might be wondering, our work is always filled with stress and tension. And how and where does this eustress help me actually? Now, for eustress, I will give you some 3 or 4 examples. When you successfully coordinate a complex shipment with tight deadlines, the kind of stress, because you know you can complete, but still you wanted to complete it perfectly, and you feel nice, that stress never drains you but motivates you. That is one. Another one is when you're navigating a new or unusual customs regulation and finally you clear the goods successfully. That stress also motivates you, and that stress challenges you for your growth. Then imagine you're winning a new significant client. So the meetings, the time you take to meet him, and you keep your fingers crossed, and that kind of a stress, again, it challenges and motivates you. Then you successfully negotiate a favorable rate with the carrier for a client. So even that gives a eustress. Now, receiving positive feedback from a satisfied client, which is very rare in our industry, but we still get, there are some good, kind people. So when you receive such positive feedback from a satisfied client, that stress is also makes you happy and you wanted to do and give more to that person. Now, let's see what is distress. That is the negative stress. Dealing with significant shipment delays due to unforeseen circumstances, like, port congestion might be there. There might be some weather change, challenging weather situations. Then making a critical error in customs documentation, leading to penalties and significant delays. That really sucks. Then working under constant pressure. There is always a constant pressure, unrealistic deadlines, and insufficient resources, or also sometimes it troubles us. Then navigating constantly changing and often unclear regulations without adequate guidance. Sometimes you will be dealing with one particular kind of a say some client with some product or something. Suddenly you get a notification or some regulations change, and that is really going to give us this distress. Now, dealing with constant complaints and negative feedbacks from clients, even when efforts are being made, that is also a highly negative stress, which gives us anxiety. You feel burned out, then you feel fatigued, tired, and sometimes we just want to give up. So, these examples, whatever I have told you, just highlights how the same industry can present both challenging and rewarding situations, that is eustress, as well as overwhelming negative ones, that is distress. The key difference lies in the individual's perception, again, of control, the resources available to cope, and the overall emotional and physical impact of the stressor. So once you have the understanding, once you become self-aware, like these kind of stresses are affecting me and I need to work on it. So once you realize, once you understand the alarm or the signal that your body, physical and mental abilities are providing you with some symptoms, if you are aware of those things, then that will help you to handle the situation more effectively. So these are the three kind of stress. Now, let's see what is the reason. There should be some reason, right? Stress isn't always bad, as I told you in the beginning. It's about finding the right balance. Recognizing your triggers is the main key. Now, let's see how our body, I mean, it may vary from people to people, but a general study says like if you have these kind of symptoms in your body, you can understand that you are under stress, which is a negative stress, and you need to calm down, count 10 or do whatever it is, think calmly, and then take it up. Don't run along with your stress because that is going to drain you and pull you down and completely block your conscious mind to function effectively. Now, let's see the body SOS. So, I always say listen to your body. Now, if you take head, you might face some headaches or raising thoughts, multiple what is this, what is that, that is also there, this is also there, I need to do this, do that, and he will call and I have to finish this, so many things, the racing thoughts, what we call. So when it comes to head, you might have chronic head pain, headaches, which is very different from the normal headaches you get, and then the racing thoughts. So whenever you get such kind of thoughts or aches, it's advisable to just calm down, close your eyes, count from 1 to 10, or concentrate on your breathing pattern. Now when it comes to chest, you will find suddenly the tightness and the rapid increase in the heart rate. We feel palpitated. So every person, every individual have got their own weak points in their body. So whenever you're stressed, whenever you have anxiety, that part will first get affected. And suppose some people, they have backache, they will have back pain or something. So whenever they are stressed, if you had noticed your body symptoms, the first part that gets affected will be your back. Same way, sometimes the chest, the tightness and the rapid heartbeat. Now for stomach, for some people, the vulnerable part could be the stomach. So they will suddenly have upset stomach, they feel nauseating, they don't feel like eating anything. These kind of symptoms says that you're not in aligned with your mental ability to handle a situation. That is what we call it as stress. And for some people, it's the muscles, there is a catch. Suddenly you get cramps, suddenly you get tension, you get aches. Some people, they have aches in their legs, they feel trembling while standing, they may not feel comfortable. Whatever they do, they feel very tired, they feel very painful body symptoms. So these are some of the reasons for stress. Now, this is with respect to your physical body and mental ability. Now, let's see what is our, what do you call it? Our business or our kind of dealing with the problems, our kind of business model. What are the type of stress becomes the reason for us to handle it more effectively? One is time-based stress. In our industry, we always have to run behind the time. So time is never under our control. and we work in different time zones also. So one reason is time-based stress, then regulatory and compliance-based stress, then operational and logistical stress, then client and interpersonal stress, economic and market stress. Then we have personal stress. So, having said that, we have 6 different reasons which triggers the stress in our industry. Let us see one by one. So, the first one is time deadlines. Now, meeting strict shipping schedules, customs clearance deadlines, and client delivery expectation, then pressure to expedite processes and avoid delays. Then time zone differences, which I already told you. Working with global partners across multiple time zones, leading to irregular hours and potential sleep disruptions. Constant availability for international communication because they don't even value our timings or us. So whenever they call, they expect us to pick up the call and attend to their needs immediately. So this time-based stress is also a major reason for us to become very, very anxious in our industry. Next is regulatory and compliance stress. Custom regulations, as we know, navigating complex and constantly changing custom regulations creates lot of tension, import export laws, trade agreements, then fear of non-compliance and potential penalties that we need to handle, which is not appreciated by the clients. Then documentation stress. So many papers, so many, even now we use the IceGate that we always face problems. Not even a single day we are without problems. So the idea is to recognize the problems. You can't be without problems, but understanding the problems and trying to deal with it is the key. And that is the reason today we are talking about stress management. Next is operational and logistical stress. Supply chain disruptions, unexpected disruptions such as port congestions, natural disasters, and political instability. Finding alternative solutions and mitigating delays. Finding alternative solutions sounds very good. We always say have a plan B, have a plan C, but it actually never works like that. By the time you could plan your plan B and plan C, your stress level will be at the peak. We don't know when it's going to burst. Then the cargo issues, handling damaged or lost cargo, resolving disputes, and managing insurance claims, dealing with the stress of perishable or high value goods. So, this is also not appreciable, and this stress is also really troubling. Then, technological stress. Once we are done with all these things, now this again, one more thing, adapting to new software and systems, dealing with technology failures. It is really, really a troubling stress, operational and logistical stress, and you can never avoid this. No one can escape this stress. So the only way is to learn to manage your stress, identify your stress points, work on it, become self-aware, regulate yourself, and empathetically deal the situation by motivating yourself. Now, client and interpersonal stress. Client demands, meeting demanding client expectations, handling complaints, and managing difficult personalities. Each client, sometimes we feel we are working with cartoons, we are working with some zombies, you don't know. The client's mood also changes. Of course, clients are very important to us, but sometimes we really get stressed out. So, pressure to provide excellent customer service especially under pressure. So all of us want to have good business, all of us want to have best clients, and all of us wanted to do justice to whatever we are doing, but everything comes with conditions apply. So then communication stress. Communicating effectively with diverse stakeholders, including clients, carriers, custom officials, and colleagues, dealing with language barriers and cultural differences gives so much of stress because language barrier plays a major role. I have seen a lot of people, they suffer because they are not comfortable in conversing. They are not able to explain the issues or even to make the person understand. Sometimes I used to recommend jokingly to the people when they say that they have so much of, I used to tell them, learn sign languages. That's the only way we can handle the situation, because every time it is like marriage of convenience. There is also a plus in that. We can always say, I try to say this because I am not comfortable with the language. Probably there is a miscommunication. Both ways it works. But language barrier is a serious problem, and basic languages is mandatory, and we should recommend our employees to learn basic languages like local language and one national language and then English. At least minimum these three languages should be recommended, and the company should support them to learn, especially with regards to our industry, the terms and how what has to be done, the basic sentences which can help them to handle situations, especially under high pressures conditions. Then team conflict. Working in high pressure environments can cause team conflicts also. Then economic and market stress. Market volatility. So dealing with fluctuations in fuel prices, currency, exchange rates, and shipping cost, these are, like unexpected. You will be planning your budget and suddenly you need to rework on your budget, and then again stand with the client, try to explain them and deal with the carriers. There are so many things that we always have challenges. So pressure to maintain profitability in a competitive market is again a challenge, because we are racing all the time. We are racing. Many times we do without any profit just to retain and have a position in the market. Such customers are also there, because we don't want to lose the client. So we just dance to their tunes and they take it as an advantage. And that is not a good stress. We are not doing it happily. So there is a lot of stress involved in that. Then economic downturns, navigating periods of reduced shipping volumes and economic uncertainty, fear of job security for employees working. And anytime we don't know when the next pandemic will come or natural disaster, everything is uncertain. So economic and market stress is always tells you like be prepared. And any condition, you have to be able to face yourself, challenges, and try to come out of all the problems that you're facing. And nobody is going to help us. We need to deal and we need to be equipped for that. And for that, you need to become self aware and you need to really work on your weaknesses. And then comes the personal stress. This is most important for me, especially because whatever we are doing, for whatever we are running, it is for our family. But at the end of the day, when you go home and your family is unhappy and that is going to add stress to you, then something is wrong. We need to really work on it. Even though we all say our priority is family, but knowingly or unknowingly we are neglecting them, and it's very difficult to make the family understand at some point, because their stress point is also equally higher. So it is very, very important that especially our kind of industry, which is always stress involved, we need to be very careful and learn to manage the stress. Work-life balance is very important. Maintaining a healthy work-life balance in a demanding and time-sensitive industry. Dealing with the impact of work stress on personal relationship. Burnout. Experiencing emotional and physical exhaustion due to chronic stress, feeling overwhelmed and lacking motivation. So these are the 6 different kinds of industry stress which we face day in and day out. So I have almost tried to accommodate all the type of stress that we deal in our day-to-day life with respect to freight forwarding and custom broking industry. So now it's time. I thought, let me do 2 activities from the 6 type of stress. I have selected 2 type of stress, and I am going to give you a scenario, and I request you to immediately give your responses on the chat box so that Chaitali can read it out for the others to understand and learn. And of course, finally, I will be giving you my tips as to how we can deal with it. So the first thing is I'm going with the operational and logistical stress. Scenario is a major weather event causes a significant delay in a crucial shipment, and you are receiving angry calls from clients. Now, please try to recall part 1 and part 2 of emotional intelligence and go through the scenario once again, and then see what the stress is there, of course, because the client is calling and it is not your fault. Even then, you will be blamed. So it is a distress, it is not a eustress. So, in such a situation, what kind of emotional intelligence tool you will be applying so that you can handle the situation? A major weather event causes a significant delay in a crucial shipment, and you're receiving angry calls from clients, multiple clients. It is not from one client, but you're receiving calls from multiple clients.
Hello, participants. Can we have some comments on chat box, please? Let it be interactive session. I mean, this
Yes.
we are dealing with every time, some part of the world. Okay, I have one response. Yeah. So
Mhm.
calmly visit the customer in person and explain the situation to them. At the same time, explain to the team to guide the customer patiently. This is one. I
Yeah.
provide advisory initially and subsequently share the updates on weather related concerns. That is another response which we have.
Okay.
Keep silent for some times and concentrate on breathing and handle very calmly. That is one more
That's,
response.
yeah, that is really good.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have one. Someone else has also given.
No, I have these 3 responses at the moment. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so the EI tool here is empathy, as they rightly said. Understand the client's frustration and acknowledge the impact of the delay. Then there's social skill, that is the clear communication. Provide regular updates and transparent information to clients. You know, many a time we try to solve the issue without keeping the clients informed. So what happens? We, from our angle, we think that we are helping the client. We don't want to tremorize them and we don't want to give them any panic attack so that you want to deal the situation. But it doesn't work that way. We need to tell them. So when I say this, we can have a quick tool for that. A quick relief will be actively listen to one client. No need to deal with all the clients. First, actively listen to one client with whom you can interact, and then empathize, then create a formal email to send it to all the clients to update them, because especially during this kind of stressful situation, it is recommended to have records that you are really working on it and you're in touch. It is both good for you and for your company, and also there is a record that is created that your hard work has been noticed. So the quick relief could be actively listen to one client, empathize, then create a formal email to send to all the clients to update them. This is with respect to the operational and logistical stress. Now let us go for one more activity. And this activity is about personal stress. You are struggling to maintain a healthy work-life balance and are experiencing burnout symptoms. Now, what is the EI tool that you will apply here? Because if you are able to address this situation, then you will be definitely able to address any kind of stress with more effective tools.
Hello. Hello,
Yes, can
friends.
we have
Yeah,
some response?
yeah. Can we have some comments on chat box? How you will deal with this stress?
Especially at the middle level, most of the employees, we find attrition problem because of this work-life balance. So it is very, very important that we address to this, and then
Yeah.
we need to definitely learn to deal with such a kind of a stress.
Rama, there is a
Huh,
request to explain this once again activity, maybe if
this
you can.
activity.
Yeah,
Okay.
that they can give
See,
comment. Yeah.
See, you are struggling to maintain a healthy work-life balance. That is, even in work, you're finding pressure. Once you're home, even there, you're not able to deal with your family situations. Even there, you're facing pressure. You're actually locked in a situation where you're totally stressful and unhappy, and you feel like, running away for what I'm doing. Why am I doing? What is this happening to me? My company is not understanding, my client is not understanding, my family is not appreciative and supportive, that kind of a stress. When you deal, that is personal stress. So when you're dealing with such kind of a stress, we call it as you're not able to have a work life balance, you're not able to balance both, that you're not able to, even though you're trying hard, probably still people are not able to appreciate or support you. So many times all of us face this kind of a situation. So during such times, what kind of emotional intelligence tool will help you to deal with it? Because the first reaction, what we say is we put the blame on others. What do we say? My boss is not understanding me. The client is not at all understanding the situation. Or my wife is not understanding. My children are very bad. They are always looking for my bank balance. They don't understand the amount of stress I go. So these kind of problems, and we are always unhappy and more troubles and not able to deal with it. And our efficiency comes down and we are not able to perform. Our excellence is not being noticed or appreciated. We crave for recognition and we always feel stressful.
Yeah, Rama, so I have some comments. First,
Hmm.
listen to the stress from family members and try to resolve them. Sports
Hmm.
activity, social welfare, will
Mhm.
take a break, recess my
Okay.
situation and work on it. Take a break. Another
Hmm.
comment, take a break, go on holiday, spend some time with family and friends to overcome personal stress. Explain them reason for delay in responding them due to work pressure. Okay, to mediate and to do our favorite activity. So these are the few comments from various people. Yeah.
Wonderful. Some of them are very, very relevant and I really appreciate. So the EI tool is, before making the family understand, it is very important for you to know like how you're reacting with them, why there is so much of stress around you, why people are not understanding you, why people are not able to support you, why people are not able to feel that you're doing things for them, why such a thing is happening. So for that, the first thing is become self aware, what is happening to you. Like initially I told you, become aware of your body, what is your body telling you, where is the stress point, what is your weak point, what how you're, see, when you're mentally, if you're not stable, you will never know till the time the physically you get affected. See, many times only when we are physically we feel ill, we go to doctor. But when you have fatigue, when you feel worn out, when you feel that you're tired, you never give a break to yourself. You think that you can handle it. This is because of this, that you try to keep giving some false reasoning to your own self, which will lead to a physical discomfort. So, first become aware, recognize the signs of burnout, and prioritize self care. That is very important. Initially, we saw about your head, chest, muscles, and stomach, and all we were discussing. So, become aware. Then, set boundaries, learn to say no to excessive demands and protect your personal time. Many a times we try to impress upon people and we stretch so much, like a rubber band. Even that elasticity can stress only to certain level. After that, if it breaks, then nothing can be done. Health is wealth, and health, physical health never gets affected first. It is your mental health which gets affected first, which gives you n number of symptoms. Try to explain to you that you're not well, you're tired, you need to rest. Everything your body symptoms helps you to tell, but we keep ignoring it. So stress management is all about understanding yourself. So first give priority to your symptoms, to your body, and self-care. Self-care is not, it doesn't mean that you're selfish. Self-care is your responsibility, because there is a family, a company, a client, so many people who are looking up to you. So if you are not going to take care of yourself, you're not doing justice to anybody around you. So the quick relief will be, as some people had mentioned in the chat box, take a short break to disconnect from work and engage in a relaxing activity. So wonderful. And thank you so much. Once again, I take this opportunity to thank this wonderful team for trusting me and giving me this opportunity, and to the wonderful participants who have been so interactive and supportive. So in case if your company needs any workshop or training needs, you can feel free to talk to me. You please talk to Chetali and the Triple FAI team. They will definitely help you, and they will give me an opportunity to support this team. And thank you once again, Triple FA panel and everybody, for making this possible. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rama. Genuinely one of the most interesting sessions on stress. Before I say anything, I would like to hand over the mic to Dr. Sant to please say the concluding remarks. And then I will go. Please, Dr. Sant, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Chaitali. Rama, I think it was great session, absolutely great session, and
Thank you,
very
sir.
topic very close to my heart. But the way which you got engrossed and gave the examples, now, I was looking at, do I have another reason which you are not told? You know, all the reasons in last, I do not know how many years which we have stress, because I mean, you covered everything. You really covered everything. I'm quite sure. I mean, definitely this recording, we will pass it on to people, those who could not attend, because you covered everything which is faced into the import, export, supply chain, logistics, people, weather. Fantastic examples, fantastic examples. I mean,
Thank you, sir.
so it was really great. And some of the words which are very important. I mean, I will just repeat that. See, the alarm system, we always talk about alarm system, that you get this sign that now I'm really tired. I'm having your examples of the breathing problem, stomach, cramp, backache. These are all the signs. I mean, we know when you get up, by getting out of the bed, knowing the today's problems which you are going to face, you have a definitely alarm system already triggering. So weakness in body. So I think these are fantastic. And the way which you are divided into these 6 categories, no? Time-based, regularity, compliance, operational logistics, client. I think client and interpersonal issues. and interpersonal issues are within your office, with your colleagues,
Mm,
with your
yeah.
customers, with your customs. I mean, we have seen that. That is, I think, really a difficult economic situation, personal. So I think you covered it so well. I think we really, and what important thing I will take and repeat this point is the setting boundaries. I think we are never able to say the no. In our own taking challenges, we overcome it. If somebody is telling that, please deliver it today, we will say it, we deliver it before 3 o'clock.
Yes.
Somehow we overcome it. I mean, setting boundaries is still a way, but we overcome it for ourselves. So I think, very great lessons today. And I'm really thinking between Chetal and me how to take it really forward. So thank you very much,
Thank you, sir.
Rama Madam.
Mm,
And it was really pleasure listening to you all the episodes. Yeah.
thank you, sir.
Yeah. Back to you, Chaitali.
Thank you, Dr. Sant. Very well explained and and a wonderful closing. I have to say, honestly, I read a lot of books, and when you have the sequels, and then you have when the book keeps going on, and when you are coming to the end of the series, normally it ends on quite a dampener because the author has written so much, and you have so many books that you have so much of expectation from the last book, which rarely ever turns out to be the way the finale should be. But I am so glad and I am so happy that today was a perfect way of closing our series on emotional intelligence. And Rama, you have an amazing style of speaking. Just listening to you, just kind of makes somebody feel relaxed. If you are not doing, audio posts, audio podcasts, then you should look at doing something like that, especially with relation to having those sleep apps where people talk, they listen and they go to sleep. You have that kind of quality in your voice which is so soothing and so calming. I completely concur and agree with Dr. Sant that your examples are what sets apart with the other people, with the other teachers and the other trainers, is because you pick them up from our industry. And these are live examples, these are real examples, and all of us have been in that kind of a situation at some point or the other. So you make it very relevant. And thank you very much. I couldn't have asked, maybe more audience, yes, but I couldn't have asked for a better ending for our series to conclude. And definitely, this is not a goodbye to you because, like Dr. Sun said, we would be happy to do this region wise wherever it is possible, Dr. Sant, that we can do it. Maybe we combine it with our EC meetings, but we'll figure something out. And going forward, we will look at doing more programs with you because you
Sure.
have a lot of knowledge and wealth, and you are a blessing for our industry. So there's no doubt that we will
Thank
be
you for the
looking at doing
encouragement,
more.
Chetali. This really
Honestly,
pushes me to do more. In fact, I have done a research and I have some 20 to 30 topics which will be relevant to our industry. Probably I will share it to you and
yes,
Dr.
please.
Sant.
Yes, please.
So you can see and we can go about, like,
100%.
we can have
100%.
a day-long program where I can give role plays and make them undergo the situations, and then activity-based and some kind of a playway method of learning. And so that will really be very, very
Sure.
nice. And especially for stress management, you have couple of exercises, that quick ones which will help you to immediately unwind yourself. But on Zoom, it is very difficult. It may
Yes.
not reach properly, and I don't want to give wrong people. I don't want people to understand it wrongly and do it wrongly.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Correct.
So,
Correct.
so let's see if given an opportunity sometime when we
Sure.
are able to uh,
100%.
meet them physically, and we can do
Yes.
couple of these
100%.
stress relief
We will
techniques with them.
definitely factor into it. We'll have a meeting internally. We'll discuss and we'll come back because this is too important a topic to just let it go like this. So this is just the beginning of how we are doing. There is a lot more that we need to encourage. There's a lot more that we need to discuss. And the feedback that we get from our members is that we are dwelling with different topics which they may not have necessarily thought of, or they may not have thought that this would be connected to logistics. But every month we come up with a different session, with a different speaker, with a different topic, and they are very happy with the programs that we are rolling out. So yes, we are looking forward to doing more programs with you, maybe a 3-month one like what we did on emotional intelligence, or a 6-month one. And it's the initial 1 or 2 months are on a trial and error basis, but I'm very happy that the industry as a whole has accepted our programs that we are rolling out, and the response is nice. Some days there could be less participation, but we have the video recordings that we put up on our YouTube channel, which we will be next week. And this way it will reach a larger audience, because this is too important to just be restricted to a limited amount of people. With that, thank you very much, Rama. It is
Thank you
officially
so
time
much.
to say goodbye, but not unofficially. Sudhir bhai, would you like to say a few words before we say goodbye to the audience and we say
Yeah,
goodbye to Rama?
Chitali, I think you have summed it up very beautifully. And see, our intention in Triple FAI is not only to, tackle the issues which are directly relevant to our, work life, but
Yes.
also our overall grooming also. And people like Chetali and now Pramod ji around, we are able to do it. It was a thought which we had been contemplating for a very, very long time, but we didn't had people who can actually bring it to the reality. Thank God now we have got people around and good resources like Chetali and Pramod ji. Tej is there, Nirav is there, and these people, all of them together are working very, very hard. And I am really very happy as an office bearer ki there are things which I had always talked about, but was never able to do it. Now we have already started. I think this is a continuous process. We have started this process. Few people have realized the importance of it. I'm sure in times to come, as people will understand it, as people will be exposed to such kind of a knowledge session, they will inculcate the same in their life, and they will have a benefit out of it. Everything which is something, when we are young sometimes, or when we are not in a position where we really understand the subject, we never bother about it. Stress management is one of them. When we are young, we are never bothered about it, because our raw energy is dominating the stress part. But it is taking slowly its own toll. So what you are saying, I do agree with you that certain times it is very, very difficult to take a good session virtually. But see what has happened, by doing a virtual session, we are able to capture more and more audience. Like as a national federation, we have got our people all over India. So having a physical meet will be, you are exposed to a certain group of people only. So we try to do it virtually, but nonetheless, we are pretty sure in times to come, whenever we are either in Chennai or we are around Chennai in southern part of India, where you can be easily, we can request you, you can easily come over and may address us directly also. It will be our honor and pleasure. And I tell you frankly, matlab, you are one of the best speaker we have found, because because there are two things. First, you understand your subject, and secondly, you give an example which is very, very relevant to our field. So when we combine it together, I think a normal person like me also is able to understand or correlate with it. So that's the beauty of a good teacher. Basically, whenever he is giving a lecture, a student has to get himself engrossed into it and have a thought process behind it. So which you are doing, which Chetali has specially mentioned, and I totally agree with her. So thank you, Ramaji, and we look
Thank you,
forward
sir.
to having you time and again now.
Definitely. Whatever the best I can do, I will do it. And thank you for having so much of faith in me. And thanks to Chaitali for giving me the opportunity. Otherwise, I would have been unknown.
No, thank you. I have to take this moment to say thank you to Sudhir Bhai, because he gives us the freedom. He trusts us and never ever questions us. He's always supporting us, not just because he's our office bearer that we report to, but genuinely he has our back. No matter how radical the thought may be, he says, Karna hai, kar lo. So when you have that kind of encouragement, you are only compelled to think out of the box because you want to do better for the industry. And we are setting a path for the future for the young gen, for the people who are growing and who are going to move from offices to their own businesses, that there is so much more than just having shipments going wrong or the flights being caught or the vessels. Because there's so much more that we need to learn and groom ourselves, because it is very, very important. So thank you very much, Sudhir Bhai, for everything that you allow us to do and for everything that you do for us also. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for all the lovely comments. We would appreciate if you could send us a line of encouragement to the FFAI Secretariat mail ID and tell us what you would like to learn the next time, or what kind of other topics that you would want us to hold sessions for, and we will do our best to do it. But for now, for this month, we say goodbye to all of you. We look forward to seeing you at the end of
Chaitali,
this
sorry,
month.
sorry, Chaitali,
Yes,
sorry. 29th, we have same work
yes.
webinar on. So this month, still we have one more. Yeah.
Correct. I was just going to come to that. My apologies. But we are not saying goodbye to all of you in the audience this month, but just for the next 2 weeks, 29th of April, we have our next session on the export series that we have rolled out. So we look forward to seeing everybody's participation. And Rama, we are going to come back to you and hopefully next month roll out another program or the month after that.
Yeah.
Until then, stay safe. Have a lovely Sunday. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye. See you all.
Thank you.
And the
Thank you all.
videos are
Bye-bye.
going up next week for the entire 3 sessions. Please do share that with all your colleagues and please spread it as much as you can, because we would want everybody to know what emotional intelligence is and to learn from that. And more importantly, incorporate that into your daily life. Because even if you can incorporate 1%, we at FFAI will feel that we have actually done service to the industry from whom we have gained so much. With that, thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See
Bye.
you all.